Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you a 1v1 matchup here, spawning on the northern position of the Antigua shipyard is our blue Protoss player, VPBenQlRoll. That actually kind of sounds like a sentence. VPBenQlRoll. Interesting. I'll just be calling him Ben because, or Ben or Roll, one of the two. Maybe even VP if I like, or VP if I like slip up in my mind, which I tend to do. And his opponent, spawning on the western position of Antigua shipyard by request, is the red Zerg player Ziktomini. Someone commented on his on the Ziktomini versus Liquid TLO game, hey, I want more Ziktomini. Can you get some more Ziktomini? I'm like, I'll have it to you by the next day. That's what I actually replied to him. And so, hey, you know what? I'm here for the fans. If the fans want a certain game, I will give the fans that game. Or if they want a certain player, that's what the only thing I think of when it comes to this stuff is the fans themselves. And this is most likely a ladder match. Yes, it is, because there is the gold version. Most like tournament versions of Antigua shipyard, they're not the gold but the blue, mainly because people say it's broken for Terran. They say just like Terran can go for their expansion and then go straight for a third right here with a planetary fortress, which yeah, I do see that. I'm a Terran player myself, so I can see how, you know, that is an unfair advantage. And I personally wouldn't like it either, even if I was playing against a Terran. And spawning pool goes down for Ziktomini at 14. Looks like he's going to do a 14-15. Ben here just keeping his probe around. He's making sure that he can deny that hatchery. This drone actually going out to scout. So Ben's now, he's like, oh crap, he's going to go for the hatchery, but no, it's just a scout. And as for these levels, actually the level of these players, I checked out on the EU ladder. And Ben here is a Grandmaster, and Ziktomini is Ben here is a Grandmaster, and Ziktomini here is actually a pretty high Masters player. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing, you know, I've seen it, and I've seen his play. He did actually really good against TLO. So I wouldn't be surprised in the least bit if we start seeing his name popping up in the scene at all. So yeah, hey, why not we do it now? Why don't we start getting his name into the scene right now? Start breaking him into it. That would be pretty awesome. I'd like to think like, hey man, that's pretty cool. I helped get a player. I helped get a really famous player known. That's so awesome. And I'll just be like the total hipster guy when everyone's casting Ziktomini. He's like, please, I casted his game before he was cool. I would never do that. I hate hipsters with a passion. And it looks like Ziktomini, he is actually going to go for an expansion at the gold, which is really good. And now I think Ben, he might think that, oh, he skipped the he skipped that he just skipped his natural and then went for a third, so he went to check the third position, which is actually a very safe position, and he didn't see it, so he's like, oh well, maybe he's just going to commit to some sort of all-in, or he's going to go like straight up to Mutalisk really fast, or he finally is able to expand. But 4 minutes into the game and you're expanding as a Zerg, that can be, especially against a Protoss player who's already getting his expansion pretty well established, that can be pretty unsafe for the Zerg player. But Ziktomini, like, no, I'm not gonna worry about that, because I'm gonna take the gold. It's gonna be like I'm on 4 bases in 4 minutes. That's what it's gonna be like. It's gonna be so awesome. 3 Zerglings here gonna poke at the cybernetics core. They are gonna be able to take it down, but I don't think it'll really last that long. Actually, wait, can they? No, it's just like the perfect amount of Zerglings to kill and regenerate at the same time. Zealot does come out. He's going to clean them up, though. That's really annoying when your cyber core keeps, like dying. And actually, it does recover. I mean, it gets finished building, but it's only at 368 by the looks of it out of 550. So that could be a little advantageous. Like, this could be a weak point in the wall if Ziktomini decides to go for some sort of like Baneling bust. So that's what's nice about Zerg as well. Like, if you're, especially against Protoss, because Protoss can't repair, they just have shield. If you're able to weaken the wall, and against Terran as well, if they have like a barracks wall, if you're able to weaken the wall, it's gonna be really effective. We actually saw that in the MLG Winter Arena qualifiers. Pomi, spoiler alert, Pomi beat Thorzane and is going on to New York in the Winter qualifiers. But what he did was Thorzane made 3 barracks on Tall Dream Altar at the ramp so that the army wouldn't push through, and Pomi sent his Lings in first, mainly to distract the Marines from focusing down those, mainly to distract the Marines from focusing down the Banelings. And the Lings were able to actually do quite a bit of damage because there was a lot of Lings here. Ben, he's gonna go and try to see if there's a third, but no, there is not. But because the Lings were able to eat at those barracks a lot faster than normal, they were able to take out more than normal amount of HP on the barracks. Homie was able to get more Banelings inside the base, and of course, I should probably be talking about this game instead of others, but man, I can't stand it. I just love StarCraft 2 so much. Whenever there's something really cool that goes down in the game, I have to tell people about it. It just, oh, it's so awesome. I always see a Void Ray coming up and a double Stargate actually coming up for Ben as well. So, I don't know if this is kind of like Ben is a little scared or anything, because he sees the hatchery and he knows that hatchery is late. He knows this hatchery is late, but he doesn't know about this one. So I don't know if Ben is kind of a little scared about maybe something I'm not going to be able to stop is coming out, so I need to start getting things that aren't going to be as easily killed by Zerg units. Or I'm going to start to really have to put him in a desperate situation by taking out a lot of drones and queens. But as you can see here, huge, or not a huge, but a fairly large Zerg run-by is going to come in. He's going to focus that cybernetics core. He's going to stop the production of sentries and stalkers as well. And again, like I mentioned, this is the weak point in the wall, and Ziktomini is taking care of it. As you see, it goes down. He lost a lot of Zerglings, but at this point, Zerglings are kind of okay to just throw away. I don't know if he saw that Phoenix either. He does not. He does know about the single Stargate, but not the double. So that is a huge indicator for him. He's instantly making 3 queens. He does have an Evo chamber, but he is not making Spore Crawlers. Very interesting enough. And now here comes the Void Ray and the Phoenix. Queen right there. The Spore Crawler now going down. I don't think it will die to the Void Rays. Oh, there's actually 3 Phoenix instead. So these Phoenix are going to be able. This Phoenix and Void Ray are going to be able to take down the Queen. Unfortunately, no transfuse for this Queen. Trying to focus down the, he's actually aiming for the Phoenix, which I don't agree with. He should be aiming for that Void Ray, because the Void Ray is what's going to really deal out the damage. Unfortunately, the Queen does not die for Ben, but now it does go down after you having to spend 2 of it. Third Queen does come in. That Spore Crawler does go down, but the Void Ray is at 21 health. Another Spore Crawler coming up, as well as a second Spore Crawler. This Spore Crawler is already up. It's going to be able to try and take out some Phoenix, but as soon as Ben's going to be really wary of this Spore Crawler because of his Void Ray. As you can see, microwaving it away. This Spore Crawler now in range. The Phoenix are kind of being used to sacrifice. I hate when that happens. When I was Protoss and I did this, I'd box all the units and it's like, hey, click on the extractor, but then the Phoenix would like go straight into Spore Crawler fire. I'm like, no, what are you doing, you stupid Phoenix? Void Rays are going to try and these Void Rays are going to try and focus down this spawning pool, which is going to effectively end the majority of production for Ziktomini. Now Ziktomini actually finally realizing he's blocking off the Spore Crawler. Getting in Spore Crawler range, those Phoenix are, and wow, it was like Yoda. One Void Ray did go, that weak Void Ray did go down. No, actually it's right over there. I sound like Yoda though. In range of Spore Crawler, those Phoenix are. That's my Yoda impression. It's not very good. So yeah, I'm still curious as to see if he knows. No, Ben still does not know about this. And he sees a Spine Crawler. He's like, wait a minute, why is there a Spine Crawler there? If he's paying attention at all. It's like, there's Spine Crawlers here. There's an Extractor there. How long has that been there? He's thinking to himself. And there's a lot of Overlords over here. He does not want those taken out. He is only at 93 out of 94. So if those Void Rays are taken out, there's going to be a very heavy, supply differentiation. There's going to be a very heavy supply block, is what I'm trying to say. Jeez. Sometimes for some reason I just can't talk. Canceling that Spore Crawler there, it looked like Ziktomini, he's going to go for an all-in here. He's just like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. I'm going to have to go for the, I'm going to have to do a massive Zerg run-by, Ling Roach run-by. I'm going to have to force his air back to his base. And as you can see that, because of that double Stargate, Ben he's sitting pretty nice on 9 Phoenix and 2 Void Rays, actually 4 Void Rays. These Roaches are just completely caught out. Looks like the Lings were cleaned up, and 15 probes were killed. Were killed by Ziktomini to surprisingly only 3. That's because the Lings are still in here. Actually, they weren't all killed. They did manage to run by, and so now this unit's going up to 7, 28, 29. Can we get 30? We got 30, 31, 32, and maybe a 33. A 33? Do I hear a 33? Do I hear a 33? No, I do not hear a 33. So as Ben here is just trying to take out this gold, which is pretty much halfway mined out. You can tell by the size of the mineral patches. You know, he's kind of like it's kind of not worth it because he did, or it's not worth it, but it's kind of not going to be as effective to Ziktomini's economy as it would have been if it was earlier. Great Transfuser going down for the Queens by Ziktomini, and these infestors really starting to hurt those Stalkers and the Phoenix as well. If there's good fungal growth on the Phoenix, the infestors can really just clean up, and a huge fungal growth on the Phoenix. Oh, every single one except one were fungal growth, but unfortunately the shields, only half the shields went down and wasn't able to continue those fungal growths. Now it looks like Ben is going to put them out of the fight for a while, trying to get some shield regen on them, and they're going to start focusing down the infestors. Transfuse does go down on that infestor, but unfortunately there was just too many Phoenix, and three Stalkers, and all the Void Rays are gone. Now 4 Zealots being warped in. So, you know, despite a fairly small army, Ben is actually putting on quite a bit of pressure. 7 Queens. Wow, that's a lot. And great fungal growth again going down on the Phoenix, but it's not going to be able to get into that HP damage. And Infested Terran do go down. If only there was another infestor there for a fungal growth, he could really start eating away at the HP, but unfortunately not. Man, the March of the Queens comes in. There's a infestor right there ready for a fungal growth. And we have a hatchery coming out. That was kind of weird. I made a weird sound when I was inhaling. And all the Phoenix are over here. But here comes a lot of Zealots. These are 1-0 Zealots, so they are a little more stronger than they are going to be a little stronger than... Actually, nope, never mind, because those are 1-1 Roaches and Lings and Queens. Oh, my. And it looks like all these Zealots are easily cleaned up. Now, I don't see how Ben is going to be able to really start taking this out, because all those... all the Zealots were easily cleaned up by Lings. The Phoenix are starting to go down in numbers. He's only down to 2 now. And there's so many Queens that it doesn't even matter that they have, you know, 4 damage. I thought it was 6. 4 damage. There's just enough of them to deal enough. There's, let's see here, 5, so 1 hit from each of them is 20 damage, and, okay, that's not that much, actually, thinking about it. It would take quite a bit to hack away with, even though they do 4 doo-doo. God, I'm so immature. I was like, doo-doo. I've said doo-doo. Man. Sorry, I try to refrain from being, immature or stupid at times, but, unfortunately, we can't help it. Every now and then, we're all just a kid, and the, Infestors and Lings coming in with some Roach is going to start cleaning up this army from Ben. This is kind of another thing that I'm surprised that Ben didn't do, is come in and just sit with Stalkers over here and just snipe off the snipe away at the drones and try to stop mining operations there at this base. And he's going to go for his 3rd here, just staying in the middle. He's really starting to be a thorn in Ziktomini's side. Ziktomini hasn't even gone for his 4th yet, and God, that's a fun word to say, Ziktomini. Holy crap. It's just a fun word to say. Blink is on its way, as well as 5 Stalkers. Now, I don't know if this is an appropriate response for Ben. And of course, he's going to have to get that Twilight Council if he wants to get High Templar, which I think he should just be getting right now. But since there are a lot of infestors, and Ziktomini has been hitting his fungals really well, I just don't think that it's a good idea to go into Blink Stalker. I mean, he'll just... the fungals will either hold the fungals will hold them down, and the Roaches will just do the rest of the job. So I don't exactly agree with going into Blink Stalker. But again, he's the Grandmaster, and I'm the Silver Caster. So it looks like Ziktomini is going to start putting on some pressure on Ben. I still believe that Ben should have gotten 4 charge, get the level 1 armor upgrade, and then straight into High Templar. Just completely past the Blink. You don't need it. You could do it for some harass like up here, but really it's not going to do much. Maybe snipe some tech, which would be nice, but the thing is that Ziktomini can easily change straight into Lings or Roaches regardless of his tech. He's really been setting himself up really well. Now you see the Templar Archives going down. Templar Archives is a really cool building, I think. Like, it looks really cool and has a really cool name. I always think of like the Jedi Temple when I think of the Templar Archives. I don't know why. It's like, oh my god, that would be such an awesome matchup. A Zealot versus a Jedi, or like a Zealot versus a High Templar. DT wouldn't be that awesome because the Jedi wouldn't be able to see him. But he could sense him, I suppose, with the Force, but I don't know if he'd be able to hit him. Well, I suppose he probably could. That would still be pretty freaking cool. And we can see the 4th for Ben coming up too. Now I got going through my head. I see like a Zealot fighting a Jedi Knight, and then like a Sith fighting a High Templar. I suppose you could consider like the High Templar are like the Jedi, of the Protoss, and then the Dark Templar are kind of like the Sith. Great feedback going off on those queens. One does kill, and that does reveal the High Templar Archon on its way as well. And I'm interested as to why he's now researching Psionic Storm. He doesn't have that much gas. That is probably why. He just wants to start getting in High Templar, possibly for feedback on the Infestors, which have grown in numerous numbers, now up to 12. And actually looking at their like thumbnail picture, it looks like a Reaper from Mass Effect 2. Holy crap. Oh my god, it does. What has been seen cannot be unseen. Now, just trying to get the feedback off on these Infestors, but unfortunately the Lings are... Oh, does get a feedback on the Queen, so it wasn't all in vain. It's funny to see that Ziktomini is using Queens for like part of his main composition. He could probably just easily transfuse some Infestors or Lings if he really wanted to, but the Queen is now going to start getting back out, and here comes the engagement. These Lings crash against the Stalkers. Huge fungal growths go off. That Archon goes down almost instantly. Finally, force fields go down, separating the army, but he does have Ziktomini does have vision, so he can throw down Infested Terran. As, of course, as I say, they do come down, blinking away. All the High Templar are gone. All the High Templar are belong to us. So no way he can feedback these Infestors. He only did get a feedback off one Infestor, and that's this poor little guy right there. And now the third is going to go down for Ben. He does have a fourth, though, so this isn't complete game over, and it is well saturated. Not well, is well saturated, but could definitely be more. And N, which is the means Ben is Russian, so that's the GG. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it. 7 freaking queens. Wow. I haven't seen that since I casted a game of Spinishua versus Cruncher. I haven't seen that much queens for a long time. And unfortunately, Spinishua, he's unable to do that kind of style right now. Man, 9 health left on that Nexus. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it. I think I already said that. I'm really bad at this. I'm still trying to figure out like my exit phrase, but if you want more games like this really awesome high action back and forth kind of games, you know, with lots of Phoenix, lots of Queens, why not subscribe to my channel? These are the kind of games I look for. I search for them. I'd like to say I lose sleep to find them, but really, honestly, I like sleep too much. But I love StarCraft even more, huh? Well, I'm not gonna get sidetracked here like I always do. But yeah, subscribe to my channel, please, if you like this game, if you like the games that I'm putting out there. Just more of those are going to be coming out. Also, if you want to, you can follow me on Twitter. I am at man, I'm like stuttering for some reason. Oh, you guys just make me so nervous. I am at nerd_craft. If you do follow me on Twitter, you'll get updates as to when I'm going to be casting, like what kind of players, what kind of games I'm going to be casting, how much even I'm going to be putting out a day, and as well as when I go live on my live stream, which is on Twitch TV. I usually just do ladder. I stream my ladder matches. God, I'm so bad at talking right now for some reason. I usually stream my ladder matches, and then I also do replay analysis, mainly with the games I've screwed up on, which I'll tell you right now. I'll be honest with you guys, is in the large numbers. So yeah, check that out if you feel like you want to check it out. That's repetitive or redundant, not sure which one. But yeah, again, my name is Nerdcraft. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. That's it. I am out.